Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
They'll run here with Balaj. A good comeback there after the penalty. 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
This is Kenyon Drake, the 4th-year man from Alabama. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. The tackle made by the corner, Jimmy Smith. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that can bring them down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Going up top. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now Brown. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And the tackle there will go to Charles Harris.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Jackson options out left. And now he'll tuck it. It's a foot race. The 40, 20, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 71 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Running for the shotgun with Drake. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing in the line of scrimmage.
And he finds Stills, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Check right, check right. One minute. Turn left. Hey, we got 4.
Hey, high 7.
Kill. Yeah, check
Yard.
On first down, it's Rosen. It's called Stills, right side. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Ravens.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, second down.
Second and 10 at the Ravens' 29-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 3 down.
They run it with Balaj. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be third and 10 now.
Now third and 10.
Set. 180.
Watch that in. Watch that in. Tight end right.
From the gun, it's Rosen. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, it's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Jackson options out left. And an alley to run. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
They run. This is Scarborough. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hey, watch this, watch this.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. They go play action here on first down. Buying time to his left. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked out by Minka Fitzpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. A reminder coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. Rosen again on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
You gonna see me? Hey, Charlie. Check my
The play fake to Balaj. Now Rosen. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start things on 1st down with Bo Scarborough. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Jackson from the shotgun. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Balaj. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Monday. Middle.
40's the lines. Squeeze.
Hey, zoom.
You can't block me.
Here we go.
Rosen on 1st and 10. Out to the right here to Wilson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start off with a give to Scarborough. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling with it.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now it's Jackson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
23 yards on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 13. Rosen being chased out left. Oh, Rosen is stripped to the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. But you got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Jackson now. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Their own 1-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And now it's Rosen looking. Allen has it left side. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Go, go.
To throw is Rosen. Going deep here for Stills. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. And that takes us from second to third down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And he's able to get it out of there. Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take?
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The Dolphins on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Play action here with Rosen, and he's going to go down again. Tim Williams, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. .44-yard punt, return of 9. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. 64 was Matt Prater's record. This would top that by a yard. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. So we're at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Drive starts on the ground with Scarborough, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. Jackson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Forced out to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
And it's 3rd down.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Mike 40. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. He was looking that time for Stills.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open.
Oh, wide open, complete, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin. Already his second touchdown here this opening weekend. And the Ravens turn that interception into a touchdown. Tucker with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get this back to just the 20 with a penalty marker down. Let's see what this is about. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Balaj. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there.
And less than a yard.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run. It's Drake. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Now on first down, Drake again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. On 2nd and 12, Rosen. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll look to throw on first down to Josh Rosen. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Drake. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Now it's Rosen. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. This is Scarborough. Room here to run. And nothing but daylight ahead. The 20, 10, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Bo Scarborough, 79 yards. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On second down, it's Drake. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Here's Rosen. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Michael Pierce in all of his 340-pound glory gets the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 11. Rosen will throw. Right side here, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
You better bring.
On the give, this is Drake. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Rosen to throw. It's complete to Grant. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Drake. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. Here's a run with Balaj. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. They'll stay on the ground. Balaj again. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A 4-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Well, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a second time for 6 points.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Scarborough. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They try again with Scarborough. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll start with a give here to Balaj. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Earl Thomas in on the stop. Again, it's Balaj. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he's having a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Let's go, boy. Bring it.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes. and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
Incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they actors, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions, daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top is missing, the opposition ain't. All that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like what? Whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want